Okay, so the lawyers received a letter last week asking us to investigate Amnesia, a machine for pigs. Specifically the Steam store page, under the unique selling points where the game claimed to have, and I quote, "the darkest, most horrific tale ever told in a video game," unquote. Okay. Sure. Here it is. Amnesia Machine for Pigs is a first-person horror-themed adventure game? You wake up not having any idea where you are or what's going on as per the Amnesia premise, and then you proceed to play detective wandering around the mansion and factory that apparently you own. And by play detective, I mean pick up little pieces of paper with the plot written on them. The story isn't the worst thing I've ever seen in a video game, but it's not by any means good. It's mostly told through voiceovers and text, which you then have to read to sort of make sense of the voiceovers, I think. You have this journal that you write in along the way, which acts as a sort of hint system, just in case you get lost. The game takes you through various levels in what appears to be a linear path, occasionally throwing in a small puzzle of sorts, pull a lever, push a button, etc. Apologies for the spoilers. Occasionally, and this is being generous, you run into these pigmen. You have this lantern that helps you see in the dark, and the pigmen are attracted to the light. So if they find you and they see you, they're gonna catch you and kill you. So you have to turn off the light during certain sections to evade the pigmen in order to progress through the game, because you really don't have any other weapons or ways of defending yourself. Make it $3.25 for 3.5 hours. That's your game. Now you may be asking yourself, well, that doesn't seem like a very long game. That doesn't seem like very much gameplay at all. No, it isn't. I played this game in 2 sessions. I quit after about 2 hours in the first session, expecting to have about a 10-hour experience. And then, an hour and a half into my second session, when the game abruptly ended, I felt a little bit disappointed, I guess. I never felt like the main character in the game should be horrified or scared of anything, because there really wasn't much to be horrified or scared about. Actually, there really wasn't much of anything in this game. You don't really do anything. There really weren't any characters. I mean, the whole thing could have been going on in Mandus' head for all I know. Well, I guess, if it was, there might actually be, I don't know, other people or something. It's a mostly boring slog through uninteresting gameplay augmented by this ambient horror thing they have going on. I think the game developers learned how to solicit an emotional response from players the same way they learned how to do exposition in their game. They read it in a book. Pro tip, text is not scary. Video games are a visual medium, and Amnesia Machine for Pigs never actually shows you any of the dark or horrifying material they keep claiming is in the game. I really don't think it would have been gore for gore's sake to have some player-controlled sequences in which the events described in the gruesome subject matter happen right in front of you. There's so much more that could have been done to connect the player to the twisted morality and repentance that Mandus feels. I mean, we've all had some regrets in our life, and now mine include buying and playing this game. I get what's happening here. The Chinese room just licensed the Amnesia name from Frictional Games and slapped it on their major boring shit to sell more copies. I mean, really, you could get roughly the same experience by buying one of these and listening to it. Seriously. So, there you have it. The darkest, most horrific tale ever told in a video game? Maybe? I don't think so. Half a chainsaw for effort is being pretty generous. That wraps up our review this week. Join us next week when our gag order is finally lifted and we can discuss Final Fantasy XIV. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go throw up.